Good morning, SKN. I'm Cortente Carty.
And I'm Karina Ganchandani, back again.
Thank you for guest hosting once more. And it's hump day. And guess who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. Whiskamus is back. Tell your friends. He's back. He's back. But unfortunately, Jamie's not back. As you can see, we still have the lovely Karina. Jamie, we miss you and we wish you a speedy recovery. So, Karina, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's my third week in. I'm excited to be third week. Third day.
She's already preempting it. Her third week in, and I must say you are doing an excellent job.
I'm glad to be here.
Indeed. We will begin this lovely morning, not only with Whiskamus, but with the latest. Our first local story comes from Win Media. During the first sitting of the National Assembly on October the 27th, the Parliament passed two order bills alongside the Public Health Amendment Bill 2022. The Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2022 was successfully passed. The legislation was brought forward to enhance the safety and security of the aviation sector for St. Kitts and Nevis and the wider Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS. Minister with responsibilities for civil aviation, the Honorable Marsha Henderson, the mover of the bill, said the purpose of the bill was to address and rectify the issue regarding the demotion of the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority, ECA, from Category 1 to Category 2 status by the United States of America Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. The third bill passed during the National Assembly was the St. Kitts Investment Promotion Agency Bill 2022, an act to amend the St. Kitts Investment Promotion Agency Act, Cap 2026. Minister responsible for investment and mover of the bill, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, suggested that the successful passage of the bill would create opportunities for job creation, saying this piece of legislation will go a long way in ensuring that those policies which the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party spoke about during their campaign comes to fruition. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
3 new bills.
There we go.
Way up. Yeah.
The Ministry of Sustainable Development addressing land-related matters. This from SKN Vibes. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is making a commitment to improve the land allocation process and also to expedite land allocation where possible. Minister of Sustainable Development, Honorable Dr. Joelle Clark, says the ministry has partnered with other relevant ministries to complete a review of the land allocation and land revocation database so as to create a process of transparency and to broaden the approach to land assignments. This comes as the ministry has seen an increase in questions and concerns being raised by ordinary citizens about matters relating to land. Honorable Dr. Clark said that while she understands the uneasiness, however, patience must be exercised while the ministry takes the time to analyze and restructure the program properly in order to eliminate the many discrepancies the ministry is currently facing. She said, quote, "A current major problem is land duplication, meaning more than one person has been assigned to the same lot. We also have many situations where lands were revoked without notification, and in many of the cases, persons have already paid in full for their lands." End quote. In the meantime, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Shirlita Shez-Dor-Tyson, said, "Far too often, many applicants went months with applications not being processed for reasons not readily justifiable." The Ministry of Sustainable Development has used its various departments to undertake a complete review of the land allocation and revocation database. Sounds like there's a lot of work to be done.
A lot of rectification and work indeed. We continue now. This from SKNIS. The Department of Youth Empowerment has unveiled a packed calendar of activities for Youth Month 2022 in St. Kitts designed to develop, nurture, and celebrate the talents, skills, and passions of the nation's young people. Youth Month 2022 is celebrated under the theme Taking Charge of Our Future, Creative, Focused, and Energized. The theme is fitting, said Junior Minister responsible for youth empowerment, the Honorable Iseline Phillip, noting her observations over the past 2 months. The Junior Minister stated, and quote, "Our young people are truly focused, energized, and already taking charge of our future. Rest assured that this government stands committed to empower and support our youth as they apply themselves towards achieving a prosperous and resilient future. End quote. Activities this week include a fun day for persons living with disabilities on November 4th, Youth Service Day, that's volunteerism encouraged by youth groups, and beach cleanup on November 5th, as well as an island bike ride on November 6th. The full calendar of activities can be accessed from the Department of Youth Empowerment on Keon Street. So indeed, and remember, you have to bring your own bike.
Yes.
You have to bring your own bike.
The children are our future.
They are indeed.
And now for your weather forecast. It's partly cloudy today with a 60% chance or moderate chance of showers. There's a high of 84 and a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your weather forecast. We'll be back after this break.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
We now continue with the latest in regional news. From Caribbean News. We're back again after a brief internet outage. We now continue again with the latest in regional news from Caribbean News Now. Ian Gooding-Edgehill, the new Minister of Tourism and International Transport, has stated that an all-hands-on-deck strategy is being adopted to make the tourism industry better and stronger than ever following COVID-19. Minister Gooding-Edgehill made the statement at his first official appearance as Minister of Tourism and Foreign Transport during a reception for international media partners covering the ministry's Food and Rum Festival from October 27th to the 30th. The minister said, "I'm thoroughly looking forward to taking up the Ministry of Tourism and International Transport at such a critical time, and it will be an all-hands-on-deck effort to ensure that Barbados remains top of mind even in a post-COVID world, as many destinations are now fighting for the attention of travelers." The new tourism minister stated that from the United States, the United Kingdom and Europe, Latin America, Canada, and the Caribbean, Barbados was ready to welcome visitors, and he would soon share the government's vision for Barbados tourism beyond 2023.
Good stuff. Rum
Good
Festival.
stuff. Exactly.
We should go sometime.
Yes.
So congratulations to Barbados. We continue now with international news. This from ABC. Simone Ledward Boseman is reflecting on husband and actor Chadwick Boseman 2 years after his tragic death as the Black Panther franchise releases its highly anticipated sequel. She said, and quote, "I can't believe that I was so lucky. I can't believe that I got to love this person and I also got them to love me too." Sure, he was an actor and there was a lot of fun stuff that we got to do, but he was an artist, end quote. Fans of the late actor were shocked to learn he had been battling cancer when his death was announced. He was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, and at the time of his death in 2020, it had progressed to stage 4 after a 4-year battle. Ledward Boseman said navigating the grief of losing Boseman had been, end quote, "the most challenging 2 years I've ever had in my life," end quote, especially when it comes to carrying the weight of what he meant to so many. She said one way she honors Boseman is, end quote, "by committing myself to doing my own work, committing myself to being the vessel that God has put me here to be," end quote. Wow. Sad story, but
That's
there's
heavy.
yeah.
And he's certainly had a lasting impact.
He sure has, as they say, Wakanda forever.
Forever.
Indeed. Well, there you have it for the latest in regional and local news. So much up today. We have Sports Corner, we have Love Purse Frosting, and who else do we have?
And we have Kirk Hamilton
Yes, indeed.
from Tech Beach.
Yes, so we're looking forward to that. So we do recommend that you stay tuned. Much more after this short break.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you.
And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me no inna that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Morning SKN, this is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Good morning, SKN, and welcome back. This morning's segment, we have Sports Corner. Recently, the SL Horsford St. Paul United Football Club won the title of 2021 Super 6 champions. Here with us are two members of the winning team. Welcome, Jamal Jeffers and Austin Lewis.
Morning.
Pleasure to have you here on Good Morning SKN.
Tell me where the voice,
where the voice is, where the voice
Get
is.
excited.
Singing the championship.
No, bring it. Tell the voice to travel in here with you, please.
So tell us about, how it feels to be a part of the Super 6 football tournament championship.
I mean, it's a really good feeling. We usually have Super 4, but then the SKNFA changed it that texture of the competition about 3 years ago? About 3 years, 2020. Yeah, so the Super 6 final, it's 2 more teams added. Usually it would be 4. So it's a lot more competitive. We have to play more games, you have to be more focused and everything. But I mean, it's a really good competition because in the final 4, when you play 3 games, you might be out. Right. But in the Super 6, then you have another 2 games that you could, catch yourself again and get back together and be up there.
Right. So I know what positions do you gentlemen hold on the field?
So I'm actually in the worst position, which is the goalkeeper, the bad guy.
The crazy guy.
He's one of our senior midfielders. He's the heart of the team.
Okay. So important positions, to say the least. The game is on your shoulders.
Indeed. So Austin, I'm coming at you because I need you to speak up. How did it feel to play Connery? Have you guys played Connery in the finals before?
Yeah, this is the 3rd time playing.
Oh, the 3rd time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times have you won the tournament?
Well, the Super 6?
Yeah.
Show off.
Twice. The Super 6 is twice.
Okay.
But overall, it's 6 times.
6 times?
Yes.
That is an
congrats.
impressive record.
Yeah.
We have the most.
St. Paul's.
Yeah.
St. Paul's, as they say. How do you say it?
We say St. Paul's, but there's a guy from St. Paul's who can't speak, so he said 10 Paul's.
I think I know that guy.
I'm not going to say his name. Oh, you don't call him out, so.
No, you know yourself.
Yes, you know yourself, indeed. Oh, really?
And in terms of the team's victory, what was the reaction to the team's victory? And I know winning is no winning is not new to you. So were you just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, another one, or did this one feel a little bit different?
It was different because, we get a chance to go ahead of everybody in terms of championships won in the island.
Yeah.
So it's a different feeling. Yeah.
I can imagine.
And also the back-to-back.
Right.
Nice. Can't forget that part. Back-to-back 2 times.
Twice, yeah.
So do you think it was easy for you guys, or has the other football teams been practicing and coming for St. Paul's?
I mean, it's not, it's football. Football is a sport, even any other sport. It's not easy when you play finals because then you're going to have players go back to the drawing board and then they're going to try to learn from their mistakes and do things different. We beat Canary the first game of the Super 6 3-0.
Okay.
When we played them in the finals for the first game, it was a really, really tough game. So we came out on top, we scored a late goal. And then when we played them in our second game, it was rather easy because we punched them before. So it was hard for them to get back, but when you're playing in the finals, it's always really, really difficult.
Right, right. And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously you both are no strangers to winning and the championship itself. So I'm curious to know, like, how long your journey in football has been, and how long have you been with the team each?
Well, I leave Canary in 2012, so you can say this year.
Another say you just choose a better team.
So to speak.
Okay. The team was calling his name.
Okay.
And so this year actually make 10 years for me since I down there. And I have no regrets.
So 10 years with St. Paul's?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
For me, I'm a homegrown St. Paulian, so I've been playing with the team for quite some time. I remember my first game, I was about 16 years old. The first goalkeeper, he had a head concussion, so I had to strap up and go into the goal. I mean, I was scared, but at the end of the day, we came out victorious because we were leading that game 4-0, and then when I went in, 3 passed me. But we still end up winning the game 4-3. You know what I mean? So I've been with the team since I'm like 15. But there's an age limit where you have to be 16 and older to play in the competition.
Oh, okay.
So even though I was training with the team when I was 15,
you weren't allowed to
I would have been able to play. So I just had to wait, and I got my turn, and then I've been with the club since. But the chemistry and everything. He came over, like I said, we were calling for him.
Right.
And he came and he saw what we're all about. So
You're still the guy.
I mean, we're just so happy to have him. He's, like I said, not homegrown St. Paulian. But after being with the team for so long, he was able to get his rights.
His rights to St. Paul's.
Right.
Okay, I love that.
That's important.
Love that. So how did you gentlemen manage to prepare for the football season?
So I mean, we trained a lot. We made a lot of sacrifices. We went on a camp which we, at the end of the day, we as the players, we benefited really good from it. We had him, like I say, even though he's a player, I'm telling you this now, he's our chef. You know what I mean?
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so things like this, it just makes us cohesive. It makes us understand our bond, our chemistry is really good because we woke up at mornings, we trained when we could have been getting some sleep for our daily work, but we really needed it, and at the end of the day, we just had to prepare because how you practice is how you're going to play in the game.
Exactly.
And if you ease up when you're training, I'm telling you, you don't want to say training. It's very tense. Yeah, so, we just got to build our mindset and get together because we know, like I said, football is not an easy sport.
Right, right. And I think to your point, sometimes it's easy to say, okay, they're training, but I'm curious to know actually what those training sessions involve. Is it an all-day sort of affair, or is it just kind of blocked hours where you have training off and then on?
So it's just probably in the, like when we was on camp, like during like the vacation, independence and stuff like that, like we sleep on camp and we wake up early in the morning, like 5, we go train and then probably come back in the afternoon and do something else. So.
If I could add a little bit to what he's saying, football is not all about on the field. You know what I mean? We have to sit down, we have meetings, we lost our second game in the Super Six, and we sat down together, we trashed out what we did wrong, and then we came back the other game and won. But like I said, football is not about just going on the field and just playing. It's a lot more to it. It's team chemistry, it's team bonding. We have people, past players, we have people coming in and talking to us, build our mental strength and everything. So it's just a very important sport. And at the end of the day, this championship that we won, we were together.
Right, nice.
As a team.
It's been.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. That's so sweet. I had a question for him. You're the goalie. Yes. So did you always play that position? Because you said you had to strap up at the beginning. Yes. So what position did you play before?
So started in primary school. I used to be one of his positions, which is a midfielder.
Okay.
But then I started falling on the picking order where I wouldn't be getting games. So I decided, you know what, there's one goalkeeper, I'm going to go in the goal and I'll see what's up. And then the goalkeeper got injured and started getting games, and then I stick to that position. But one of my strengths are reading the game, because I was a field player already. Okay. So I could manage as to how field players would think. Okay. So something as a goalkeeper I would do where some players can't do. Yeah. So it's about,
advantages. Yes. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So to many people, football is oftentimes referred to as a religion. It's a language for most intents and purposes. So I'm sure a lot of people watching are thinking, okay, how can I get involved? Like, how can I get started? Can any person just join the team, or what does that process look like?
I mean, football is very easy. You start off by what we call grassroots, which is a very small age. A part of a grassroots program where we have kids as little as 3-year-old, 4-year-old, just moving around with a ball, trying to get that passion into them. Because at the end of the day, you know how kids are, what they see, what they hear, that's what they do. So it's just good to show them that aspect of life where you could change something, be positive, do something smart, do something intelligent, which is football. So it's not a hard thing, because once you start small, it's just like learning how to ride a bicycle. Then you just grow and you understand it. So it's easy.
A final question before we go. How has this team made a mark on each of you's life since you've been part of it? Never thought of that.
He made a really huge mark, because he was a past national player. I'm currently on the senior team as well. And I've been to places where I never imagined I would be. I've never went into my pocket and took my hard-earned money and paid for a ticket. So that's one of the things I'm really happy for. Being an ambassador, you travel abroad, you get people to come in and show you different things. Like I would eat at home and I would use my hand, but when you go abroad and you're an ambassador, you need to use a fork and a knife and stuff like that. But so you really made a big mark, and it have changed me a lot in terms of individually. So it's been really impactful.
Nice.
Okay, well, I'll copy and paste everything you said. But for me, like, it helped me in terms of learning people with different personalities and
good stuff.
Helping me to learn how to deal with people and still control myself in a sense, because as you say, I'm like one of the most senior guys in the team, and based on how I act, players would look to that.
I like that.
Yeah, so he helped me in that way. So while teaching them, I teaching myself.
Lovely. Gentlemen, it was a pleasing pleasure having you both. Congratulations again on your win.
Thank you so
and
much.
all the other wins you would have accomplished. We look forward to seeing St. Paul's this year with some more. Next season again?
Yeah.
All right.
See, we all have on the same colors. I know smart you guys back St. Paul's.
All right, we smacked it back St. Paul's. GMS Camp Nation, stay tuned. Much more after this short break. Thanks again.
See that?
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
I need some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try a next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Good morning, SKN. Imagine thinking about the Caribbean outside the lens of the tourism industry and more towards being tech-driven. This morning, we have Kirk Anthony Hamilton, co-founder of Tech Beach Retreat, a technology platform built to connect Caribbean startups with leading global technology companies. They provide the resources for founders to solve problems effectively and accelerate growth. Kirk Anthony, thank you so much for being here this morning on Good Morning SKN, and we must say welcome.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure indeed. Right off the bat, we want to know what inspired you to start Tech Beach Retreat?
Well, as a founder myself, a few years ago, I came to a realization that if I wanted to innovate in the Caribbean, there were some resources necessary that simply weren't accessible to me, right? And that was regardless of any level of political will, desire, government initiatives, etc. Big companies create certain levels of infrastructure that ultimately make the internet work. And if you don't have this infrastructure, then you are likely to struggle. And there's also a mindset required to build successful tech initiatives, as well as talent and know-how. And I felt like some of this is not accessible in the market, and I decided to go out and identify it and bring it all together, along with my co-founder, Kyle Maloney, and really just create a space where the Caribbean's tech ecosystem, the enthusiasts, the talent, etc., could connect with the ecosystem of the rest of the world and ultimately create value.
Nice.
Absolutely. And in our research, we saw that a lot of notable companies have partnered with the Tech Beach Retreat itself. Who was one of the first?
One of the first, wow. So companies like Microsoft and Twitter have been pretty pioneering in their collaborations with us. So they would definitely have been some of the first. And then one of our biggest marks was landing Google as a headline sponsor of the last Tech Beach Retreat, which was in 2019 here in Jamaica. And we're very proud of our now partnership with the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. I know that's not a tech company, but this is one of our proud moments, again, being able to spread the message and the work of Tech Beach, into this part of the world.
So how do these partnerships foster growing companies within the Caribbean regions?
So one of the things we do within Tech Beach that is quite interesting, beyond just, coming and participating in a conference and networking, etc., is that for startups, we actually offer programming, right? Education-based programming, where they're learning from minds from places like Google for Startups, like Microsoft, successful entrepreneurs and successful investors on how to grow their business, how to think about financing, how to look at talent and growing the business through new employment, etc. So we have created this sideline program that happens alongside the conference. We've been doing it now since 2017. And for it, we partnered with thank you very much. We've partnered with the CDB, we've partnered with IDB, we've partnered with World Bank historically, as well as the Development Bank of Jamaica. And this year we decided to reach out to the ECCB and say, hey, would you want to support some entrepreneurs from your part of the world to be involved in something like this? And we got a resounding yes, which is much appreciated. But yeah, that's something that we do for the entrepreneurs that is seemingly very well received and well appreciated, right? We just finished our Miami conference last week where we did the startup showcase, which kind of is the climax of all the activity that I just mentioned. And, we were setting up one-on-one meetings with entrepreneurs, with investors and such like that. And, the response we've gotten beyond the checks written and these different things that you look for as outcomes, the response we've gotten is really just people feeling a sense of relief and support that they're getting to connect with people who they otherwise would just never meet, right?
Indeed.
That's really what Tech Beach aims to achieve.
Absolutely. And in terms of actually getting these individuals to apply, or in persons that are interested in applying themselves, what does that process look like, and what does a typical deadline look like?
So with our program with the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, we have a Google application. What I would suggest to anyone listening in is just to follow any of the ECCB social media platforms or Tech Beach's social media platforms, and you will find the application there, right? And the application is relatively simple. It does require a 1-minute video, right? And the 1-minute video is just for us to know that you are there, you are real, and for you to say in your own words what it is you're working on and trying to achieve. And then otherwise, the information is just about, what is the business? Where are you going? Where are you from is very important because, just based on the nature of the ECCB, this is very, this opportunity that we're doing now is reserved for entrepreneurs from these territories, right? The best way for me. And so we really want to create a space where entrepreneurs from Eastern Caribbean territories can benefit from all that I've mentioned. So there's nobody who's able to apply for this from, let's say, a Trinidad. They're not going to get, right? In this instance, this is purely Eastern Caribbean states. Okay. And the application probably will take about 10 minutes for someone to complete.
When is the deadline for them to complete it?
The deadline is November 8th. Okay. Right? And we will get responses out pretty quickly in terms of who's accepted. And then we need to move very quickly to booking your flights. Accommodation is already ready and secure. And, we're excited to have everyone join us.
Okay. I know we are just coming off of a COVID pandemic, right? And maybe persons are still trying to get their purses and merces in order. So why didn't you just host one big convention? What is the idea of hosting it both in Miami and Jamaica?
So the idea is very simple. Firstly, we've always hosted in Jamaica, and we actually host in other territories. And the thinking for us is that we want to create a continuous ecosystem for the Caribbean, right? Whether we host a conference or somebody else, conferences happen every day around the world, right? To us, what this does is it creates space where people can participate when they might not be able to participate in other times, right? And then you have people who participate in everything that we do. So even next March, we're having something in Bermuda. We're working on Mexico. We're working on these other territories, with the general thinking being that the more spaces we can carve out is the more spaces and opportunities that people have to connect and build relationships, right? Because relationships aren't built in one shot. You come to a Tech Beach in Jamaica, you meet a guy from San Francisco. That's not the relationship. You may get along, but the relationship really is the follow-up. Does that person end up coming to St. Lucia 2 months later? Or do you end up in San Francisco, or do you cross paths in New York? And that's actually the playbook that we're trying to build out for entrepreneurs in the Caribbean. That's what has made us successful, is our movement and our constant, push towards going beyond the shores of our islands and just getting to people, as well as trying to call them in to be a part of what we're trying to build, right? So that's why we're doing multiple.
Good stuff.
So we also, really quickly, Tech Beach is not big. You will not have 1,000 people at a Tech Beach event. And the idea there is, we want people to be able to spot opportunity. We want them to have the time and the space to connect with people meaningfully and to drive outcomes, right? Not that you're begging somebody for 2 minutes at a time because they're running off. Yeah.
Got you. Great plan, though.
And in
Thank
terms of
You're
a
welcome.
theme for this year's retreat, is there a theme or is there a general sort of philosophy behind the individuals that will be gathering this year?
For sure. This year's theme is centered around redefining the future. With what happened with COVID, naturally, the vision a lot of people had in let's say 2019, even when we did our last physical staging in Jamaica, would look very different to the one that people have today, right? And so we are now trying to reimagine what the future would look like, even though, Tech Beach has always aimed to somewhat imagine the future. We're now looking at rethinking how different elements of tech come together and, create success for folks. One of the things that we'll be focusing on the most is the fact that with the pandemic, we've now seen that opportunity is really boundless, right? I keep reflecting on the fact that there was a time where someone sitting in my shoes really would be, have these barriers in terms of physical barriers, having to get on planes, if there are even flights, etc. We're now doing this. Here I am doing an interview with you through the use of technology, and it's become so much more normal, right? Because this was possible a few years ago, but now this is beyond accepted, and this is what people want to be able to do, right? So we have to take a look at what can the future actually look like? How can you grow a tech company from the Caribbean, given all that is accessible to us now? I'm meeting Caribbean founders who have teams in, Pakistan and India, right? And the Ukraine, even with all that's going on, they still have teams working for them in these different places, and people are understanding and better learning the playbook in terms of how you can build something from a local base in terms of, sitting down in Anguilla or Antigua while having access to a global space. And that's what our focus is going to be.
Nice. So what kind of typical day at the retreat look like?
So I always say to people, right, the content is actually hosted inside a large theater, very modern, full-on production. But what a day looks like is this. Imagine having at your fingertips a captured audience of global innovators from the region and the rest of the world. They have nowhere to go. They're at a hotel in Montego Bay, Jamaica. There's no office for them to run down the road to and have a quick meeting. There's no, government space for them to go to again, go and have a side meeting or anything of that nature. And it's an all-inclusive resort, right? So all food and drink, once they're on the property, is already thought of and already covered. And so the experience that you get is, the best way for me to put it is just access. At any given point, you can sit with somebody and have a meal at your disposal and not have to think about where it's coming from, who's paying for it, etc. And you have a big stage with a massive screen and some of the best content in the world, bar none. Because one of the things that happens at Tech Beach that we find amazing is that people really let their guard down. So some of the insights that you get are very human, because by the time people come to our event, they have really let go of, ego and some of these other things that we end up building up when we're in, metropolitan cities roving around and we know everybody and all of these different things come together. At Tech Beach, it really is, I think the most human experience you can have at a technology conference.
Nice.
And in terms of this year's speakers, are there any notable speakers?
Oh, yes, for sure. We have Nicholas Brathwaite, who you all might know is originally from Grenada. right? And Nick is a very successful investor in the Bay Area. We have Marlon Nichols, another successful investor who sits on a $500 million fund in North America, originally from Jamaica, right? We have a lady by the name of Tiffany Johnson, who leads a massive program for Amazon through AWS. She'll be giving out tons of resources to Caribbean entrepreneurs. And I want to point to that really quickly for entrepreneurs and investors to understand, right? So Amazon, through their AWS platform, tends to give away something called credits. Credits are effectively money. When entrepreneurs are trying to raise capital, whether they're building on AWS or some other platform, oftentimes quite a bit of the money goes to paying for things like this, as well as social media ads and such like that, right? So one of the things we've sought to do with even these companies that have zero presence in the Caribbean, they don't really have a need to do this. They've just opted to do this for Tech Beach and Tech Beach's entrepreneurs, is they'll come in and they'll say, hey, every entrepreneur is getting $10,000 worth of credits. If you participate in a Tech Beach program, that number can increase significantly. But the basic gist of it is $10,000 worth of credits is actually $10,000, right? If utilized. And so we have someone like her coming to speak. We have a lady named Jenny Fielding, who is a former Techstars lead, who now runs her own fund and has made over 200 early stage investments around the world. In addition to her, we have Melissa Pigos, who is currently with Techstars, right? Techstars is one of the largest accelerators in the world. She leads their Atlanta program, but she also is of Caribbean heritage. So we're very excited about Melissa. She was just in Miami with us, and she just expressed so much passion for Caribbean entrepreneurs. It's kind of crazy, but that's really what we look for, right? People who want to connect with the region, who want to help, who want to collaborate, and who see opportunity in our market, not just a space where I can give back, quote unquote, but a space where I can make meaningful investments to drive outcomes for my bottom line. So that's a sample list.
Right. And thank you so much for that. It certainly sounds like there's a lot of exciting things to happen this year, and certainly in future Tech Beach retreats. Kirk Anthony, thank you so much for being here with us. It has been incredible learning more about Tech Beach, and thank you for joining us on Good Morning SKN. We'll be back after this break.
Thank you so much.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, SKN, and welcome back. For today's Loosen Up, human beings, communication is an integral part of our daily lives. We use words in our respective languages to express ourselves to our community. But one of the main challenges many face is finding the right words to accurately articulate our ideas, thoughts, and emotions. This is quite ironic, as there are an estimated 1 million words in the English language alone. That's a lot of words. In this segment, we will be looking at 10 interesting words and hopefully adding a few new ones to our vocabulary. You ready?
Ready. Ready like Freddy.
All right.
There's one word I'm trying to get out of my vocabulary according to the Toastmasters Club.
What is it?
So, yeah.
Oh, mine is well.
So much.
Yep. I always start sentences with well.
Yeah, so I have to get out of so. Yeah. So, you gotta go.
There you go. So the first word is ethereal.
Ethereal.
Oh, ethereal. Do you by chance know the meaning? Because I have no clue. Is this...
It's funny because I've used it in sentences, but I'm now afraid because I'm on live television that I'm going to say the wrong definition.
But how are you confident to use it in the various sentences?
Like, isn't ethereal kind of like... Let's put up the definition.
We're getting all smiles. What's the definition for ethereal?
Yes, okay. Extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. It's an adjective. Ethereal.
Who did you drop that on? Too perfect for this world. We can't be too perfect for this world. No, we really can't. We really can't. Incandescent.
Incandescent.
Ooh. It can also be incandescent.
Yes.
See, 3 words in one. Look at that. And they made it into a bougie word.
Yes.
Yes. Look at that.
Let's get the meaning of incandescent.
Full of strong emotion. Passionate. Nice. Adjectives as well.
Incandescent.
Incandescent.
But look at how they have it broken down, right? The pronunciation.
Yes.
I would have never. Because I would have said incandescent.
Right.
Yeah, because of how it is. So it's really English friendly in that sense.
Correct.
Where they have the little help with the pronunciation. Yes, incandescent or incandescent. if we use our local dialect, descent.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of words in there.
Let's see. Angst.
Angst.
Angst. It's
So
actually
it's French?
pronounced angst.
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 GM SKN Nation, have you heard these words before? If so, let us know in the comments.
And do you pronounce it that way?
Send us some pronunciations.
Angst.
Ooh.
Noun. A feeling of deep anxiety or dread, typically about the human condition or the state of the world in general.
This is why I don't watch news, because I don't want to express much.
Angst.
Like it. But see, there is no way to
correct. It's
just
angst.
Yes. We do not intend to feel any angst, so we don't watch as much news as we should. Well, I don't.
Correct.
Let me not include Karina. Maybe she watches news.
Watching GM SKN relieves angst.
Yes. Indeed, indeed.
Next word.
Aurora. That one's quite easy.
Yes.
I think that's the environment
Aurora.
around you. Or what you
Aurora.
create.
That's aura.
That's aura.
Yes.
Oh, Aurora. Oh. So it's maybe
Aurora.
that and something?
I know Aurora to be the name of a Disney princess. And the dictionary is
You can tell
not
who
going to
doesn't
have the
watch TV
definition.
here. Aurora. Which Disney princess? Not in the Frog?
Princess Aurora. I believe it's Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
Yes. She's Sleeping Beauty is Aurora.
The dawn. Oh, so the raw. See, it's a noun, but the fact is Aurora.
Right.
Look, it's raw.
Aurora.
Aurora. The dawn.
The dawn.
Yeah. Maybe we should have had a whole theater performance with these words.
Right.
Yes.
Angst.
Then there would have been a lot of angst in here today. Because we were like, oh my God, what are people going to take? How are they going to... You are like, oh my gosh.
This word is ineffable.
Ooh.
Ineffable. Ineffable.
That word don't sound too TV friendly now.
Ineffable.
It doesn't sound too TV friendly. My God.
We should turn these into like fancy words. Ineffable.
Yeah, ineffable. For real.
Ineffable.
Indeed. Because my God.
Ineffable.
See?
Too great or extreme to be expressed or described in words. See, when you say it that way, ineffable, it matches the definition.
Yeah.
I like that word.
But when you said it the way you first said it,
right.
Oh Lord.
I'm going to start using
Where are you going to use that, Karina? Where are you going to use that?
I don't know, but I'm going to find a way to use it in my vocabulary today.
I can see her at her job. I'm in deep angst.
Correct.
I'm going to be like, what?
I'm going to go to work after this and be like, I'm feeling angsty.
Or I am ineffable.
Oh, God. I'd be like, are you okay?
Oh my gosh, I am actually taking over from Jamie. My eyes are watering. Learning can definitely be fun. And I hope GMSK Nation is having as much fun as we are with these new words, and that we're all going to use these words in our vocabulary. So, every time I see you somewhere, I'm going to be like, how is your angst
My
today?
angst today is light. Horrible. And if anybody is watching this, please do not comment on my horrible French accent.
All right. So lassitude.
Lassitude.
Okay, lassitude, correct pronunciation. I am not sure. When I see this, I think about longitude and latitude. But
like you know how in those like olden movies they'll be like, oh my lass.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Actually, you remember the TV dog Lassie?
Yeah. But like Lassie's got a lot of lassitude.
She's got a lot of attitude.
She's got a lot of lassitude.
A lot of lassitude.
What does lassitude mean?
Yeah, I thought I should have put it with lethargic.
Yeah.
A state of physical or mental weariness, a lack of energy. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, we don't have a lack of lassitude. No. Nor angst.
No angst.
We're just doing it. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's next? Ooh. Mellifluous.
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 Ooh.
Mellifluous. Of a voice or words sweet sounding, pleasant to hear. Yes.
Nice.
Mellifluous.
My laugh is not mellifluous.
I don't think anybody have a sweet laugh. Babies have the sweetest laugh.
Babies
but once
have,
you become an adult, your laugh
correct.
is just no.
Babies have mellifluous laughs.
Laughs, yeah. Because you just want to tickle them again for them to do the. You see, I can't even do it. My baby days are gone. Yep. The babies have the sweetest. Felicity. It's easy.
Felicity.
Okay, so felicity. Feeling of the city? I don't know. I don't know what felicity means. Intense happiness.
Oh, that's cute.
This is me. Feeling
Yes.
of the city. You remember that show, Felicity?
No.
Was it Felicity? Yeah, I think it was Felicity. The lead character was Felicity. It was on, oh my gosh. That's how long I stopped watching television. I think it was on WGN. You remember Felicity?
It's
like Seventh Heaven, and then there was Felicity?
Yes. Seventh Heaven. Wow.
So felicity means intense happiness. So today we are not experiencing angst.
Yes.
We are experiencing felicity.
Oh, I like effervescent.
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 Bubbly.
Bubbly.
Yeah, I think that's bubbly.
Light.
Because effervescent normally go with the funny things, the antacid tablets, the vitamin C tablets. So yeah.
Yes.
Breath of fresh air. Yeah. Bubbly.
Vivacious and enthusiastic.
Oh, so we are both effervescent. We are neither angst nor.
Is it mellifluous?
Remember the other words. We are using the words and we're forgetting our words. I don't even remember. It could be mellifluous, you know.
Sonder.
Zonda.
Oh, Zonda.
Zonda.
Zonda. There's a voice. Sorry.
Is it French?
There's a pronunciation going on in my head for those of you that are watching live, and I'm trying to mimic them. I'm not just being a strange person.
Exactly. We are hearing things.
So when I'm like Sonder, and then they're like Zonda.
Yes. I wonder if it's German because it went deep.
Yes, Sonder.
Yeah, it went into the throat or the gut. Zonda.
Let's see what the meaning of Sonder is. The realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
Yes. Okay.
That's really deep. That's a really deep one.
Yeah. So you can just think that you're going
correct.
to. Yes.
Correct. Okay. You learn something new every day, huh?
We sure did.
There we go.
We sure did.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our Loosen Up for today. We'll be back after this break.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! Mommy, uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. Two girl look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pam back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, and my favorite part of today's show, but you have to be on and you have to stay tuned to find out why it's Hortensia's favorite part. So cake bakers are specialists in the preparation and presentation of cakes. They often produce one-of-a-kind baked goods for sale to customers. Their duties include creating recipes, ordering ingredients, and coordinating baking schedules. Their creations may be prepared in large commercial bakeries, restaurants, and even in their homes. Today, we have the absolute pleasure of welcoming Regine, the owner of Love Plus Frosting, whose creations are made at home, to take us on a mouth-watering dessert journey. Yes, my mouth's salivating already. About her art of cake making and so much more. Good morning, Regine.
Good morning.
And welcome to our Good Morning SKN stage.
Welcome. Thank you.
You are certainly welcome. I am going to start it off. So what motivated you to start this business?
Well, there's a little story behind of it, actually. While growing up, my mom always used to bake. She'll bake, snacks for us and so forth. And one day, she could recall this very good, and she would say, one day, I was like, but where's the frosting, And, she gave me that mother look like, not me, but if you want to, go. So from then, it became a hobby.
Okay.
And then many years later, when I got married, my husband was like, why you just don't post your cake pictures online and see? I hesitated a bit, but when I did, it just went from there.
Right.
So that's really how it all started. I was surprised. I never thought in my life that my life would revolve around cake.
Okay.
But here I am today, and I'm loving it.
Lovely.
Listen, it's not bad to love what you do every day, right?
Essential.
Exactly. So tell us a bit about how the name Love and Frosting, or Love Plus Frosting, came to be.
Well, that wasn't always the name. But maybe 2-3 years ago, I wanted to rebrand, give the whole business a whole facelift. And I was just there, flipping through the pictures, and I would always send out a little note on the cakes, and I would always sign it off saying Love Plus Frosting, and sign. And I was like, wow, that's the name I want to use. Frosting, we know what the frosting is. When we hear the love part, it's like from my heart to yours.
Right.
And to do a cake or event for somebody, you have to love the person enough to go the extra mile to do that. So you know what? I said, that's a perfect name. Love plus frosting. It's unique, and I settled my mind on it, and it's been there ever since.
I love that. I love that. Oh, so it's love plus frosting.
You really want to do the tradition, love and frosting. No, done with the tradition. Love plus frosting.
Okay,
yes.
That's very
like
nice.
that. Yes. Is love plus frosting strictly cakes? Do you just make cakes?
No, we actually do events as well. That's what I was doing before I went into cakes as well.
Oh, okay.
So we do events where you want coordinating, planning, decorating, if you want to rent stuff.
Okay.
So we do all of that. But the cakes, I don't just do cakes. We do cookies, brownies, cakes, simple cake pops. But those actually come in like packages. If you want a dessert table, we offer them there. But everything essentially revolves around cake. If you want parfait, it's cake. Cake pop, it's cake. Cake, it's cake. So cake is still the core of what I bake.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Listen,
home business.
Exactly. Everything revolves around cake.
Everything. So it's love plus frosting, cake studio, and event boutique.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh, nice. I love that.
So I know baking takes a lot of time, and especially when you're pouring so much love and so much energy into it, obviously because it's your passion and you love what you do. You're also a wife and a mother. So how do you prioritize baking, getting everything done, and then also having time for yourself and your family?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It could be stressful at times,
I like
that. But what I've learned over the years and what I've practiced is that family comes first. Family comes first before everything, before business. So if I have my schedule set out, okay, this morning I'm going to bake. But if my child needs me, that has to go on pause.
Right.
That's how it works. So I've been practicing that. And it comes with a little burn in the midnight oil, once my family is settled and they're comfortable, then, I would stay up and do that. But not too much, because I then have to look after myself so I can be there for them and still execute quality products. So I have to balance it. As I say, it's not something you do overnight, but over the years,
you get better at it.
Yeah, but family comes first.
I like that.
Always.
I like that.
Always.
I like that. So there's quite a few bakers in our federation, as you know, right? So how do you, without giving away too many of your secrets, how do you stay on top or with up-to-date baking trends as they come? Do you quickly jump on the bandwagon so that you can have a product with a difference, or you have another method or technique?
What I do is every day I set aside some time to do research.
Okay, nice.
I've done a few cake courses over the years, whether it's with a certificate or not. And now and again, I would get updates from all those, resources and what's. And so every day I would set a time to do that. And I would think about ideas of how can I create a product that's budget friendly. I want to cater to everybody.
Nice.
And I may have an idea and I may start to go online and somebody else already thought of that idea. I was like, how can I customize it to fit our market? So it takes a lot of research for me, and practice.
Yes.
Because there's new trends that's coming out every month, it's revolving so much. So that's the key for me, is research and try to practice whatever is trending and try to get it fit within the market.
Right. Nice. And obviously when you're baking, you bake with love. So what goes into baking a cake with love at Love Plus Frosting?
Love. But actually, it's more than love, right? Me as a baker, I have to be in a positive mind state, right? Because for me, when you're creating something, your energy goes into it, right? So you have to make sure that you're mentally well, emotionally, physically. You have to make sure that you're ready, right? You're just not taking up the spatula and blah, blah, blah. You're putting your all into it, right? And I would always tell people this. There was a client many years ago, and I wasn't feeling well at the time, and he said, you know what, I'm going to put my all into this to execute it for the client. It was a simple cake, but I still needed to put my all into it. She came, she collected the cake, and shortly after she left, she called. So I'm thinking, what's wrong, right? So when I answered, she said, Regine, I want to thank you. I wasn't feeling my best. I think she had a friend who was probably ill or in the hospital at the time as well, and it was her birthday. And she said, when I opened the box and looked at the cake, there was just this burst of energy that hit me, and that really brightened up my spirit. And it's scenarios like that that keeps me smiling. You know what? You really have to put your all and your love into it.
Right.
It's not just about, hey, you know, let me do this to make money. No. You have to be passionate about it to execute that love into it. So essentially, that's it.
And I do see your passion. So we are, well, now guys, did you know it's cake? Yes, we're going to have some pictures of Regine's favorite creations from Love Plus Frosting. So let's take a look. You can look with us. Ooh.
Yes, so what we have here is a arch cake, or we call a face forward cake. Something that's trending for this year.
Okay.
So I try to, you know, get clients to see the idea, want to just try it out, you know, because if you cut it properly, you can share my whole family. So you have an arch cake. That's it.
And I like the designs on it.
Right.
Thank you.
It even looks like it has character somewhat. It's looking at me kind of
It's
sad,
like a
but then,
painting, right?
yeah, like it reminds me of something we find from the Aztec era.
Right. Pattern on it, yes.
I have a little cartoony mind, so I see these things. Ooh, $1 million cake.
Okay. Yes, what we have here is a cake covered in complete edible paper. And it was my first time trying it. The client reached out to me. It was the first time, and I, you know what? I want to challenge myself.
Nice.
So I went ahead and went through the process of getting the paper. And when I put it on, I was like, wow, this is really, really cute.
I would have never guessed that's your first time doing that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I shocked myself, but I just say, you know, when you do your research and you practice, and
Nice. You said you shocked yourself with your hair sticking out. But that was nice though. Ooh.
Okay, what we have here is a geoid cake. You know, the rock crystal. I don't know if you heard about it, right? So this is what we have. What I love about this one is that it's very simple, and you don't have to use real flowers to execute a beautiful product.
Right.
Once you get good quality flowers, you can still execute something that's really nice. That's what I love about this one.
Wow, I like it too. Really it looks like it's eating me and it's calling me to eat you, but I'll eat you still. Don't worry. It's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
This is my ultimate favorite cake. No matter what year it is, month it is.
There's no way that's not a real
That is my favorite cake, no matter what. It's a turkey cake. It's a turkey cake. I did it for my son's class some years ago.
And how long did it take you to make that one?
A few hours, you know.
She was just saying,
wow.
I know it's Thanksgiving, so how come turkey rich in the cake?
It's completely edible. Completely edible. Down to the stuffing is cake.
Wow.
Yeah, it's completely. And that's my favorite cake because, again, I challenged myself and I was kind of blindsided doing it. You know, I was just, okay, let me just see it, carve it this way. And yeah, it came out really nice.
Now you're going to give people a lot of ideas for Thanksgiving. They're
correct.
Want to order a turkey cake, so this is perfect timing because we're in that season. Man,
wow.
I saw one cake from her a birthday cake, and it was by absolute accident. But we won't share the story. But it was, I was like, what? We were shocked. Yeah,
Talent.
Thank you.
Now I'm even shocker.
Amazing.
All right, so we have so much more with Regine, and my favorite part after this. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are joined by Regine Jean, owner of Love Plus Frosting. She will be teaching us some cake decorating. I'm very excited about this.
Indeed, and plus we're all dressed up for it, so we don't
Yes.
mess up ourselves since we are not professional.
Yes, we're aproned out today.
Okay, great. What we have in front of you here is an offset spatula. So this is going to be your main tool.
Okay.
And we have some frosting available. Cotton, so if you could just pass it for me, please.
Okay.
Each person is going to take some frosting, not much, place it on top.
So don't plap it on.
No, not yet.
Okay. Right. There we go. And Corten.
And then we're going to take our offset spatula and just gently smooth it on top. Okay. You know, level it, balance it out.
You're making this look
like a little circle. Spread it.
Oh, Lord. I think I put too much on mine. Be with me, Lord.
That's
Jesus.
fine. We're going to then balance it out. You can just turn your turntable. Yes. And if you find you have too much, like I have, you're going to take your cake smoother, bed scrape, and you can just gently do that. Yes, to take off the excess frosting. And then you just continue.
Oh, you're multitasking here. Wow, we're getting fancy.
Oh, gosh.
Not bad.
Oh my gosh, I think mine's bad. I just had to be the one to take the most frosting to be in the most trouble.
Yes,
now.
it has on a little, but that's okay. That's fine.
All right.
So then you're gonna take the spatula, place it against the side of the cake.
So you have to hold this in your hand while you do that?
You can put it down if you want, but you know, because I've been practicing for a while, you know.
I know.
So you can always, right.
Professional.
So you're gonna take your offset spatula and you're just gonna smooth the edge,
okay,
the top of the cake. And again, you're gonna take your excess frosting and just place it here.
All right.
Not bad. And then you're gonna gently bring in the edges just to get a smooth edge. Again, you can just scrape off the extra frosting that's on your spatula.
How long does something like this take you to do?
Well, what we have here is what we call a bento cake.
A bento.
So these, they just go through it in no time. So maybe like 5. If the client wants something extra on top, maybe 10 minutes. But
okay.
Yeah.
So you're a master of the icing smoothing.
Karina, looking like a professional.
Yeah,
there,
she's
my
actually
friend.
good.
My cake
So then you're gonna take some frosting from the bowl, or you can take the frosting that's on your cake smoother, and you're just gonna plaster.
Boy, I don't think I need to put anything on because I had on too much already. So Regine, what type of fillings do you put in your cake?
We have multiple. You can get strawberry, pineapple, and you know the pineapple goes well with the coconut rum cake. So you can get like a pina colada cake. You can chocolate, lemon, the classic vanilla. You can get like s'mores, you know, where we have the graham cracker crust with the chocolate and marshmallows, and you know, put that upon layers. You can get Baileys. It really is all up to the client.
Okay.
Right, what they prefer, what they want. Some clients like to keep it simple and just do the classic frosting. So I'm just
And
gonna
do you typically work with buttercream, or what kind of frosting do you typically work with?
I work with various. There are different type of frosting. You have like the all-American frosting. You have Swiss meringue. You have Italian. You even have Russian. There are a few. But I work with frosting and fondant.
Fondant, okay.
I don't have a preference, like a favorite. I mean, either one is good. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the design of the cake.
Do I need more frosting?
Just a little.
Okay.
What you can do as well, if you think you have on enough, I'm just gonna help you out here and take the excess. This is good. So you can put it back here, and you can take your bend scraper and then gently smooth it. Gently go around to get a smooth effect, and then you can always fill in the gaps.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, let me see if I can.
So
do this
when you
without-
made that turkey cake, was that fondant or like a mixture between fondant and regular icing?
On the outside was complete fondant. You know, I layer the cake, you know, put the frosting in between. But the outside, you cover it in the frosting, and then you layer it with the fondant.
Right.
The detailing, if you want something really detailed, you know, I would say go with the fondant. Or you can do a mixture of both.
Correct.
How much time should a customer anticipate, or should they contact you for you to have their cake ready for the time that they desire it to be ready for?
Generally 2 to 3 weeks. It all depends on the design of the cakes. Or there may be a client where I may have to specially order something for the cake.
Okay.
Or you may be able to call me tonight and say, you know, is it possible a cake for tomorrow? Yes, it's possible. The design will be up to me, but you're gonna have to pay a late order charge for the rush order.
Okay. So they pay for the rush order. Do they have to pay a deposit too for the cake?
Yes. You have to pay a 50% deposit. That's to secure your order.
Okay.
And to get the materials. Because from the time you place that deposit, your cake order essentially begins.
Right.
Right? Because here I may have to prepare the fondant pieces ahead of time and so forth. So, yeah.
And in terms of the best way to get in contact with you, do most people get in contact via WhatsApp? Is there a phone number to call, or typically do they reach out to you via an Instagram page or another medium?
Most clients reach out to me via WhatsApp at 763-2837, or you can just go online and send us a message on social media.
Yes.
To get in contact with us.
And payment plans, do they pay in person or?
You can pay in person, and you can also do mobile banking.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can I use this on top?
You can. can. Let's see how professional.
She's like,
yeah.
I don't think you should, but you can. So what's next now? Well, your cake looks nice. My cake looked like it went to the butcher's market. The cake is not smooth. I don't know.
Yeah. Or what you can do is keep your bent scraper in one place and go your hand like this and just gently turn it around.
Okay, I like that.
Right?
I'm gonna try that. I'll say.
You have to be gentle.
Can
You have to be gentle with
If you
it.
ask anyone I'm related to, gentle is not the word that I use to describe.
Okay, so that's that.
So what is the next trend you hope to do in terms of making cakes? Is there something that you're dying to try?
Well, I'm not, let's say, dying to try. I am in the process of preparing to execute budget-friendly packages for clients.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Like this is $25.
Okay.
So, and then you can share, favorites can eat from this.
Yeah.
You know, it all depends on your portion preference, right? But it's budget-friendly.
Right.
But in addition to that, we are preparing to execute our cake and sip event. We did it last year, you know, like a paint and sip vibe. We did it last year and it was so much fun. You get to see the creative side of persons. You know, some of them wowed themselves.
Oh, so you actually bring these little creations?
They're gonna be bigger though. They're much bigger cakes.
Okay.
Yeah, much bigger cakes. So yeah, it's a setting just like this.
Right. Oh, but you just sip while you do it.
You sip, you eat, you laugh, you have fun. So yeah,
I
we
should have
did
been sipping today, so when my cake didn't come out good, I could say, hell, I was sipping, y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was here thinking this is a fantastic birthday party idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
just have a bunch of friends together.
Indeed.
Age, honestly, when it comes to cake, never matters. So,
Right.
you know, for me, I'm definitely gonna keep you in mind.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, I'm planning to, but after the cake and sip, because this will be our second one, and then I think about, okay, how can we cater it for private events
Right.
and so forth.
So what's next?
Besides the cake and sip event?
No, I mean, for the
cake?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna take our piping bags, our frosting bags.
Any color? Because I want my cake to be decorated before my time runs out.
We're gonna use white because what we have here is a tray of different sprinkles that you can use to beautify your cake. So now you're gonna hold it like this. Be gentle with it.
Okay.
Find a spot on the cake that you think you want to be your back. You know, your mess. Okay. You're gonna start at the bottom. Okay. The back. And you're just gonna gently squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Hold it like this.
Oh gosh.
Squeeze and release. And you're gonna turn. So.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know.
Right.
I feel professional here.
This is actually quite therapeutic.
So you gently turn your cake table.
We got new jobs, y'all.
There we go.
We got new jobs. Ooh.
If you need apprentices, you know who to find.
Exactly. If you want a cake, call me, but I can't make it.
So when you're finished with the bottom, you go right on the top, the edge, and you create your pattern. So you're doing like star drops. Both your ingredients, you're doing like star drops. I'm creating like a shell effect.
Oh, I'm liking that.
Y'all, Cartens is professional here, man.
There we go.
Here.
Ooh, look at me.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
See, she's using the same.
Yours looks so good.
Right, she's using the same tip, but she did two different designs.
Oh, man.
Same here.
Yeah.
Good.
We fancy. Look at us.
So you have sprinkles here of your choice. And we also have some purple frosting. You can create a flower drop. Just like a little squeeze and release. You drop it, squeeze, and that's it. Nothing too much.
Ooh.
Right, see, we're getting it now. We're getting it. Be gentle and then right. Right. You see? As she goes along, she's being right.
Ooh. I remember doing this one time already, but I think I'm better now. Wait, should I give my cake corrector, Nikolai? Ooh.
You're gonna put sprinkles on yours?
I'm not sure yet. You can just, take it with your hand and just gently go around. And you have the black frosting here if you want to write anything on top.
Oh, perfect.
Write your name if you want to claim the cake for yourself.
I'm trying here, but that's me for short.
I like that.
There you go.
Look at that.
I'm gonna do mine.
Knockout. KO. Oh, this is so sweet.
I love this.
Are you sprinkling, Karina?
This looks like
sprinkle.
it looks like a princess cake.
Aww. Oh, you use the pearls.
I don't know if you could see it on the screen.
Oh, that's cute.
Some of the sprinkles are falling off.
Oh, I want to start. Oh. And these are all edible stuff, right, Regine?
All edible.
Oh, wow.
All
Maybe some
edible.
pearl.
So when the cake is finished, I usually transport it to its packaging. I'll put it on a sheet, and it would look something like that.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
fantastic.
Nice.
It comes with a fork if you want to sit down and eat it by yourself. Or if you're doing a birthday celebration, we'll include a candle.
Okay.
Just pop that in, sing away.
Okay. Well, Regine, this has been fun. So could you remind the folks, just before we go again, how they can get in contact with you?
You can reach us at 763-2837. We're on Facebook, Instagram as well. You can just pop us a message and we reply to you.
Thank you so much for being
welcome.
here.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this break.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Good morning, SKN, and welcome back. Allow us to reintroduce GM SKN's, oops, girl talk. Today, Cortentia and I will be speaking about boundaries, especially what the experience has been like for us as women, setting boundaries and enforcing them.
Indeed.
What are boundaries? Let's first define what boundaries really are. There's a quote from Prentice Hemphill that states, boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. So let's kind of discuss that quote a little bit. What does that mean for you?
That even if I say no to something, you're supposed to respect my no, and we have a healthy boundary. You love me over there, I love you over here, regardless. Because we can't impose on persons or people's space all the time and expect it to be okay. Even if we're the best of friends, we have to understand that sometimes people just need their space and their time, and you just have to like relax yourself, chill.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And I think, you know, women are often seen as being very empathetic and sort of, you know, being sort of those figures that care for. And so a lot of the times I think it's really easy to sort of put everybody else before you, to your point.
Yes, I know.
And you have to kind of say, okay, I gotta put me first for a second, right? And
Exactly.
then I can take care of you.
So I put up something, and I think I started and I put it up November. No.
It's the month of
no's. Yeah.
Unless there's cake, we say yes.
Yeah, exactly. So setting boundaries is an empowering way for us to openly communicate our values and needs in relationships. They help us to preserve and protect our well-being and practice self-care. There are also some misconceptions. So,
All right. I think some of those misconceptions are that people kind of struggle with setting boundaries, enforcing them because of the misconceptions that surround them. So let us shatter them.
Break them up.
One by one.
Not the cake, but the misconception.
Okay. So misconception number one is that setting boundaries is selfish.
No way, Jose.
For example, you can't pour from an empty cup. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-care. And so they allow you to be better, to support and care for your loved ones, which is so true.
Because if you're empty, how you're gonna just back at everyone?
Right.
You're what's the word we learned this morning? You're gonna be the one with the A.
Angst.
You're gonna be angst. You know, so we don't want to be angst.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we have to set boundaries. So we have to tell you no. You have to understand that we don't mean it in a mean way. We still love you. You don't want to angst folks. You want to happy folks. So
of course.
Yeah. You want.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people think it's selfish because, you know, that's a moment where you're kind of like, okay, I'm putting me first. But again, to the point that we made before, you have to put you first in order to care for somebody else. And sometimes it takes a little bit of explaining to other people that, hey, I don't mean to be selfish, but I need to just take a little bit of me time before I can handle whatever it is that you have to bring to me. So, you know, some people might think it's selfish, but at the end of the day, you're doing your best to be your best person for somebody else.
Even Regine said she have to prioritize because she has a family.
Yes.
She has a cute little 2-year-old toddler. So I know that for sure. So she has to prioritize.
Yes.
And she says she works around it and then she takes some time for herself.
Exactly.
So priority is boss.
Yes.
So misconception number 2, boundaries push people away. Well, if they push them away, guess what? They ain't supposed to be there in the first place.
Amen.
So setting boundary is not one way of closing off or rejecting someone. When we set boundaries, we give others the blueprint to help us feel cared for, valued, and respected. This in turn brings them close to us. Because when we don't set boundaries and people get in our space, we kind of resent them.
Yes.
In relationships, in any sort of relationship. Husband and wife, friends, be like, people ever buying cancer.
100%.
Exactly.
One thing I've always noticed that's really a really good way of setting boundaries with people is learning the 5 love languages. Now, when you hear 5 love languages, everybody thinks, okay, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner, whatever the case may be. But it's not really just that. I think love languages can be translated to the workplace. It can be translated to friendships. It can be translated to relationships with your siblings, your parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents.
Yeah, everyone around you.
I think once you learn what your love languages are, it's really easy to understand how to vocalize boundaries to other people, and then in turn understand how to help the people that you love set boundaries for themselves.
Exactly.
So look at the 5 love languages.
Indeed. Misconception number 3.
Yes. Boundaries.
Go ahead.
sorry. Boundaries are one size fits all. Every relationship is different, and what we need and feel comfortable with differs for each person we're close with. The great thing about boundaries is that they are customizable. They can be designed based on the relationship. So our boundaries with our parents may look different from those with our best friends or colleagues.
Yes, because we can't play with our parents technically. They are revered and respected.
Correct.
But then we can tell our friends, go from here, we can't tell our parents that to them. Because you saw this little thing they had on social media where the kids try to disrespect their mom, and you see the dad come around the corner.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So we got in our roles. So what we can get away with our friends and colleagues, we cannot get away with our parents and other persons that are in.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is true.
Our personal experience.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So what have you been experiencing setting healthy boundaries?
I should say, what has been your experience
Yes.
setting healthy boundaries?
So I think setting boundaries is a lesson that you learn every single day.
Indeed.
It's not like a one-time thing where you're like, okay, the boundary has been set and I'm done with that. You have to actually be very intentional about doing it every single day. And so I think, I can't really say what my experience has been because it's really evolving on a day-to-day basis. I don't have one specific answer, but again, I think it's just learning what works for me and finding a way to, properly vocalize it to the people around me so that I can show up better for them and they could probably do the same for me.
Exactly.
What about you?
Because once they know what your boundaries are, they're going to know, okay, I can't push that button, I can't do this, I can't be that, I have to be respectful of this and I have to be respectful of that. So instead of taking from you, they're going to want to give to you now. Understanding, as you said, the love languages that aren't just for couples, as you said.
They're for everybody.
Yeah, they're for everybody.
Right.
So once they know that, then your boundaries can be respected once they're set. So
Yes. Yes.
I'll piggyback on that one.
Yeah. I always joke that my dog,
Molly?
my new dog, new dog, we call her, does a really good job of setting boundaries. Like, if you come near her and she doesn't want to be touched or played with, she just gives you a little growl, right?
Oh.
We know what growls mean from
not that we can do that as human beings. I'm not going to be
Exactly.
like, okay, I'm having a bad day, like growl. But she does a fantastic job of setting good boundaries. I respect that about her.
Yeah, indeed.
So for the young girls and women watching, and even men, here's how setting healthy boundaries will benefit you.
Indeed.
Setting boundaries will give you a sense of autonomy.
Setting boundaries will increase your self-esteem. Because now you don't feel like you have to be the yes person for everyone. So you can feel like, okay, I did that. I feel respected. Oh, ta-da, I can sit taller. A
Correct.
boost of self-esteem. Indeed.
Setting boundaries will boost your self-confidence. If you feel happy and you have less angst, then you'll feel confident. Exactly.
Yes, you will feel confident. Setting boundaries will establish lifelong, lasting relationships. As we would have said before, you know what buttons not to push, you know what hurt me, you know what doesn't hurt me. So you will do things that won't upset me, make me have to flip, or be mean, or growl.
Yes, indeed.
And setting boundaries will empower you. So I think the overall lesson, of course, is just finding ways to make yourself understood by the people around you so that you can in turn understand them.
Yes.
And that's a really empowering feeling to have, knowing that in that capacity you create a system of just support around you.
Yeah.
Right?
You have a bit of empathy. Remember, it's not all about you. Although you're setting boundaries, you still have to have a bit of empathy towards the person and towards yourself.
Yes.
So, yeah, don't beat up on yourself.
Yes, don't beat up.
At all. So before we close out, we just want to remind you that the right people will honor your no in November and any other months of the year. Do not compromise on your boundaries, because if you do, it will only foster resentment in your relationships, as we would have said earlier. So thanks for joining us in this segment of Girl Talk.
We'll be back after this short break. Thank you for joining us today. You can tune in daily where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Get your friends and family to watch. And remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube, Studio 327 Inc., and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow and share. And also check out our website at studio327inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
And remember, we have to up the likes. We have to up the likes. You're at 7-something. Remember, we're working on 1,000. You got to get there before the end of December.
Yes.
I know it's November, but you can't tell me no for this one. So leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. You know what my part was now. See you tomorrow, Tuesday at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. As usual, thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Get well soon, Jamie.
Get well soon.